Welcome back. Welcome back. It's a place where you can literally let your imagination run wild. Wink World is an immersive art experience that first opened in Vegas and now has a second location here locally at the Mall of America. It's basically it's a trippy playground, and the man behind it, he definitely knows a thing or two about expression and creativity. Give it up for Wink World founder Chris Wink, everyone.
How you doing? Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I asked Stephanie Hansen to wear that, and she said no, but yeah.
It's just a typical.
Chris, let me start with it. How long does that take?
A couple of hours, definitely. My friend Alex Aliumi, who's one of the artists at Wink World.
Hi, buddy.
He's an incredible, talented artist. And now that I've got this, ever since Blue Man, I've had this bald head. And I think of it as a blank canvas.
Yeah.
And so I've started having artists, do their thing on my head. And I create these sort of mohawk-like art fins. And
That's the best way to put it ever. I love that.
I'm making baldness cool. You're welcome.
Yes!
You're welcome.
I want to, whether it's Wink World or Blue Man Group, where were you? I always like the origin. Where did this idea come from?
For Wink World,
Yeah.
I like creating these fantastical spaces. I think I was one of those kids that closed his eyes and just imagined like how much better or different the world could be. I would get easily bored in places. So Wink World is kind of like that. The idea is one eye's open, looking at the world in front of us. The other eye's closed, looking at the imagination within, and then we're fusing them together. That's what I did with Blue Man, and that's what I did with Wink World. It's just getting artists and people to make the world just a little more exciting. So it's kind of like a artistic playground, like a carnival for your mind, and it's something that everybody of all ages can enjoy. I don't know, are there any parents in the house tonight? Any grandparents?
Grandparents, yeah.
So how many places do you know where you can go and your kids' kids, and you can all love it together? There's not a lot of places besides the Timberwolves in the playoffs. But I guarantee that the tickets to that cost more than $20, which is what Wink World costs.
Yeah, much better deal. Okay. Blue Man Group. Let's go back a little bit. Phenomenal success. Come on, that's an understatement. Universal Studios, it's everywhere. When did you know that it was a thing, that you had just hit on something very, very special?
I think when it started to show up in pop culture in ways that we didn't expect, like on Arrested Development or on The Simpsons, we were just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I remember when I was developing it and I was a waiter, to make money, and we were making this thing, and I'd run into friends and they'd say, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm getting bald and blue, and and they would just go, oh God, what happened to Chris, man?
Yeah.
And but we were as shocked as anybody by what happened, but we just worked really hard, and we really cared about the audience. We cared what they thought. People really enjoyed it. We took feedback, and we just made it better and better, and it was kind of a crazy ride.
What happens, because this will not happen to anybody in this room, probably no one watching. How do you, I know this seems simplistic, but how do you get into Vegas? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do they approach you? Does a big wig from like Caesars come up and say, I want that? Or how does that happen?
It's a funny story. Penn and Teller came to our show in New York. I have no idea how other people get to Vegas.
Yeah.
But the way we got there was through a magic trick. They came and they said, you guys should come to Vegas. And we said, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It says, come visit us. So they hosted us. They showed us around. And they introduced us to their people, and next thing you know, we were at the Luxor.
What is that call like? Because there's one thing to do a show and the people enjoy it, but it's another thing to take it to that level. That must have been a really good day for you when you got that call.
Well, it was, and we were in this headline theater, but the problem was no one knew who we were. we had forgotten that one little detail of exposure. So we opened up, we had this great show and nobody showed up, but fortunately we got another great call from like the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And a few
was that
other
your
places.
first big appearance, was the Tonight
Yeah,
Show?
the Tonight Show.
With
for
Jay
sure.
Leno.
And then a couple of dates, Regis and stuff. So then we were on Ellen eventually. So those things really made it accessible to people. They realized, okay, this isn't just a weird thing. I mean, I know I look a little weird now.
Yeah.
So it always takes a minute for people to go, all right, it's weird, but it's good weird.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give it up, everybody. Wink World, the Mall of America. Tickets are now available right there, winkworld.com. We'll be right back after this, everyone. Thank you, my friend. I so appreciate it.